Hi, my name is Elyssa Mendiola, class of 2026, and this is my core capstone video. Excuse my voice, I lost it, but I'm trying my very best to project as much as I can. So for question number 1, how did you choose your core project agency and describe the factors? In all honesty, I asked around. I asked a lot of my friends where they were doing their core projects, but I chose to volunteer at San Francisco campus for Jewish Living because the idea of helping older seniors, older residents really resonated with me because backstory, my grandpa had open heart surgery a few years ago, and so I was exposed to a lot of rehab centers, and I got to witness CNAs and nurses take care of my grandpa. So the thought of just helping people that might be experiencing similar things as my grandpa did a few years ago just really resonated with me. So that's why I chose to volunteer as of CJL. A typical shift at my core project site, I usually volunteered for 5 or 6 hours, and I was able to complete my core project in the span of 6 months, but really if you count the days that I was volunteering, in like 2 or 3 weeks I was able to finish my core project. My responsibilities, they varied. It just depended on what I was scheduled to do. I did help a lot in just like life enrichment, whether that was helping in plant therapy groups, helping around with bingo, taking people to and from the gym. One experience that I did do was I took Russian-speaking residents to the De Young Museum, and I was just wheeling them around in their wheelchairs, and we followed the tour guide, and the tour was entirely in Russian. So I literally understood nothing, but I still had a good time because I got to watch the residents admire the art, and while I couldn't understand anything they were saying or even what the tour guide was saying, I was just happy to be there, and yeah, that was a good experience. One of my volunteering highlights for sure. I got to interact with a lot of residents in my time at SFCJL. One of my favorite residents I got to color with a lot, so yeah. For question number 3, what personal qualities have you developed through your service experience? I would say my communication skills and my patience have certainly developed. I say patience because in my time at SFCJL, I worked with Holocaust survivors, and we had to be very careful when in an elevator with them because they can easily get triggered. And there was an incident where I was in an elevator with a Holocaust survivor, and he got triggered. He started screaming at me to step back, and it was really scary in the moment, but from just working with people who have trauma and just a lot of history, my patience has literally skyrocketed. I feel like I've become a more understanding person from volunteering, and I say that my communication skills have strengthened just because pretty much mostly everyone that lives at SFCJL doesn't speak English. We have a lot of Mandarin speakers, Russian speakers, people that cannot talk, and people that won't talk to you just because they don't want to and they're just mean. But I think my leadership and communication skills have absolutely strengthened just from working and interacting with people at SFCJL. So yeah. Question number 4, why does the marginalized population you encountered need the services provided by your core project agency? What in their life, community, and family result in their connection to this agency? Okay, so I want to highlight specifically the dementia building of SFCJL. Well, everyone lives at SFCJL because they need caretakers or even just a place to stay, really, because their families can't take them in. Everyone at SFCJL definitely benefits from the services that SFCGL offers. But I would like to highlight the dementia patients, just because when working with them, I had to be especially patient, because you would have the same kind of conversations with people and it would just not register with them. And so just watching that, I've never witnessed anything like I did at SFCGL, just watching dementia happen face to face like that. So a lot of people's families cannot take care of them. So I think it's really great what SFCGL does. They have nurses there that are so nice, and residents are happy because SFCGL provides a lot of activities for them to do. There's the gym, there's often concerts monthly. The library comes by SFCGL and drop off some books for people to read. So I think the population that I encountered needs the services from SFCGL, just because it gives people life. For question number 5, what are some of the single stories about the marginalized population you worked with at your core project site? A lot of the time, I would be scared to work with residents because I was like, great, this isn't a Holocaust survivor. I really hope they don't have an episode with me. Or I'd be like, I'm working with someone who has dementia. I really, really hope that she remembers the things that I tell her. So I'd already be kind of judging a book by, their case file. But after working with this population, everyone's just a sweetheart at SFCGL. Everyone's super great. They remember their nurses. They appreciate everything that is done for them at the end of the day. They are people. They love going to the gift shop. They love the books that the library drops off to them. They enjoy the meals from SFCGL, which I don't think are that good, but that's my point exactly. Like, these people are just happy to be where they're at. So they definitely surprised me. They're more than just their conditions. For question number 6, describe someone you met at your core project site who made an impact on you. Share a specific story about an experience you had with this person or qualities about them that stood out to you. I think I'm going to talk about Mary Walker. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to disclose names, but there was this woman named Mary at SFCJL, and she is literally a ray of sunshine. She's one of my favorites that I met at SFCJL. One of my favorite things about her is anytime you're in an elevator with Mary, she would just start singing. She would definitely start singing any song, or even a song that she wrote by herself in that moment. But she was just so jolly. She is so jolly. She's a jolly person. She loves to sing. She knows everyone's name for the most part. But she holds some qualities that I try so hard to achieve. She's just overall a ray of sunshine, so positive, ready to start the day. She goes to the gym. She goes to events, concerts. She's in the gift shop. She's pretty much everywhere. She's very able, so she can walk anywhere. And she actually went with me on the Russian speaking tour at the DeYoung, even though she speaks English. She's just happy to be where she's at, and she's someone that I will remember from my core project site. Every day is a tribute to Mary. Start the day with a smile. Question number 7. Name and describe the social injustice that your core project agency aims to address. How are they doing this? How can you tell it is successful? As far as injustice goes, I think there are not enough places like SFCJL, in San Francisco at least, This foundation is really something great. It's a beautiful place, beautiful building. They provide a lot, and depending on what your needs are, SFCGL will meet them. If you are a dementia patient, you will live on a certain floor, and there are certain elevators in that building just to make sure that you don't get into some trouble. So they really look out for you at SFCGL. And as far as injustices go, I just feel like we can do better as a society to create similar foundations like SFCGL, and provide help for seniors, the elderly. And I know that it is successful at SFCGL because I have been able to talk for the last 10 minutes about how great they're doing, events-wise, activities, and how happy their residents are. So a concept from a class at SI that connects to my core project experience, I would have to say, this is not from a class at SI, but it's more of our school motto, men and women with and for others. That absolutely connects to my core project experience because at SFCJL, everyone was just there for one another. Whether you were able, disabled, a nurse, or the one being nursed, everyone was there for one another despite limitations. My core project experience has impacted my understanding of being a person with and for others. Like I just said, everyone was with and for others at SFCJL. Like I said, despite limitations, everyone was there to support one another at my core project site. And for the last question, what am I most proud of after having served at this nonprofit organization? I'm just very proud of myself, a little pat on the back, just for remaining dedicated this whole time and not treating my volunteering hours as like a checklist, like 40 hour or 10 hours done, 30 to go, but also being there for the experience and trying my best to stay super present in the moment. So I'm definitely proud of myself for, not just treating my core hours as something on my to-do list, but also acting like and literally wanting to be there. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope everyone had an amazing summer. I will see you at school. Bye.